I think we all grow with some sort of identities which get formed over time. We all grow with certain ways of looking at the world which gets so sort of cemented in our you know psyche. But this idea of like seeing life with new eyes, right? And seeing life with the eyes of the heart, right? Seeing life with the eyes of the connection, right? Which we all share in humanity, right? How has that sort of what were some incidents, maybe like some pivotal turning points or some reflections in your own life, how your journey was going, which has nudged you in that direction, man? Because I think that is something so valuable.
So I'm still not on the right path, probably. But I would just like to tell. So because for me, it's a very interesting space on how I see life. Because at one point I could do a lot of things, which right now I cannot. It could be even just watching Sachin Tendulkar bat, like he was my like biggest idol, and I just loved watching him on TV. To not seeing him as such, and when I grew up also, and it happens that you realize why are things happening with you, why is your sight going down as such, and I came to know quite late that this is much worse than I could myself comprehend. Probably I was very small to even know that this will go so low that I could not identify food on the plate. And that transition, of losing your sight, it's very difficult. And just being prepared mentally to lose it completely. This is like highly like it's materialistic, but uh, in a way, uh, for example, like when you grow up, right? Parents tell to you, let's say, don't go there, or you'll get hurt, or let's say, don't cycle, don't run, don't even study hard because your eyes are getting stressed,
Mm,
right? Like because your sight is going down.
mm,
And at that point, I never knew that there is a software which helps people. And so many of, like even the society, parents, all the people around you would also tell you that, okay, don't do this, because they are in a very the space which they come from is that what happens, if the person loses more sight, or something happens to me, like even right now when friends walk with me, they are probably more careful, saying, no, no, don't go, this might be too risky for you. So that is there. And even for each one of us, right, like we go into that notion that, okay, let's prove this to the world, as such. Like for anybody, non-disabled people or disabled people, it's always about like the first 20-25 years, uh, as such, about proving to the world that what we can do and so many things. And I was also like this only in a lot of ways, always trying to prove so many things
mm,
to people, like proving, first of all, because of disability, need to actually just prove to the world that you are able and you're capable, right? Like in
mm,
general, that naturally happens because people, and I think this happens everywhere, people will always value, let's say, someone from a rural background or a woman, saying that, oh, no, no, you are less than me. And same way for people with
mm,
disabilities, saying that, oh, you might not be able to do this, and so on. So that, again, that was there. But the other side is, when you look, for example, so many of these questions were always hurled at me, like, okay, oh, you can't do this, be careful, and so many other things. But and this naturally happens when you can't do certain things. You the more it's like that irony, right? Like parents tell
mm,
you, don't drink alcohol or don't smoke, but there are children, if you have told them not to do certain tasks, they would be attracted towards that. Or like, smoking alcohol is just an analogy to, like, when my parents used to tell me don't do certain tasks, I was more inclined to do those tasks which they would have told me not to do. Just by having that rebel sort of attitude, and probably out of my own desperation, that why can't I do certain tasks, or why
Mm-hmm.
can't I study in a could be school or whatever. So, and then now I just, if I look back also, like let's say, the whatever points the society have, right? Like you have like literally proven that, okay, you can do all of this after 5 6 years of my journey, like whether it's, let's say, cycling so many kilometers, like I've cycled 5,000 kilometers, I've ran 7 half marathons, like, and 5 6 years into corporate, as such, I don't know, I'll not call myself successful there as such, and then running my own social venture. But the thing is, what next, right? Like it was like the first 20 25 years you proved everyone wrong, right? Like you proved to the world, okay, that whatever definition of success looks like, all of is there, right? Like because you have proved that, hey, you can be adventurous and do all of this crazy stuff, at the same time just be able, right? Like that question which I was holding when I was losing my sight, that what will happen to me, especially from studies, will I be able to make money, and as
Mm-hmm.
such, right? Like, and these are very natural questions which parents used to go through in their mind, and I also had, like, what will happen to my future, like suddenly, uh, embracing this, it's very, like right now I can just laugh at it, uh, because I'm able to do certain tasks, and even I'm grateful for that very minuscule percent of vision which is there, because, and for me that is, you know gi- gi- probably giving me that importance of scarcity, right? Like if you look at an external point of view, someone would say that, hey, you have only 10% vision left, but I look at it at that, boss, I at least have 10% left. So, uh, and at the same time being prepared to be to zero, which will happen, might not happen, but the question is about that impermanence which Buddha speaks is there.